Welcome, everyone. We have the Transformers Age of the Primes Trypticon. This is a slight redeco. We call this a reissue, but they've changed the colors from the original. There's a good chance you've already seen all the product demos and comparisons, but for those who just might not have been exposed to that yet, this version is going to have colors more accurate to the G1 cartoon, where the original release, you might could say, is a little bit more faithful to the toy colors. There's also some slight changes where some areas that had clear plastic now have non-clear plastic to make him more durable, more sturdy. So me personally, I've been looking forward to getting this. I remember when this originally came out years ago, thought it looked a little off, and just the color changes make a huge difference to me. So packaging, because we got this Titan figure, we don't have, window opening stuff, but this graphic is pretty cool. I like the artwork. Whoever did this artwork, like, bravo to you. It is showing off some of the color changes, like this purple and this green are kind of like the big changes in the color. On the top, pretty generic, just Transformers and a Decepticon symbol. On the side, get this in frame. It's just kind of a cropped out version of what's on the front, and it's like that on both sides. The bottom is pretty plain, but here is the UPC if you want that. And then on the back, we get some line art for the graphic that's on the front. Very cool looking without all of the color splash. You can see a little bit more detail there. And there's a little bit of a bio, and it lets us know that he does come with full tilt and Necro, just like the original release had. So we're going to go ahead and open this. All right. And real quick, just going to show off the inside, just so you know what it looks like. He will come with this very huge booklet. As you can see, he does come. He's able to transform into 3 modes. He's got a basically like a spaceship mode and a city mode, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna go ahead and get him out of the box. We will have to assemble the legs, and we'll take a look at the figure. Okay, so here he is out of the box, and I figured I'd just go ahead and maybe demonstrate putting the legs on. It does come with instructions. The instructions are pretty good, but when you get this, he's kind of like halfway transformed. So one thing is his orientation needs to be this way. So you're going to need to move, rotate the head around. You're going to have to move all this stuff out of the way so you can rotate it. All right, so that is done. And then you kind of want to take this piece and bring it back, because technically this is his, dino tail. And just kind of fold the arms out. No big whoop there. And the legs are pretty easy. They just slide in. This is like a very well designed gimmick or packing situation. Trying to do this on camera is a little difficult, but basically it just slides in. All right, I have to do this off camera. But basically you've got this, come on. You got this piece here. It's like a little T shape, and there is a slot for it to go in here. And you're going to discover that you might have to reorient these. I think this needs to be facing up. I think in the package it was facing that way. But you'll see. Basically, this is the back because it basically has a kind of piece that stops it, and that is why I couldn't get it in because I was trying to put it in backwards. I think it should snap. Here we go. And then you know you got it right because there's a cavity here that it just kind of lays in. And there's also a little nub, these round pieces that kind of snap in for dinosaur mold. So let's do the other side real quick. Should be a little bit easier now that I got the orientation correct. You've got to rotate this one also. So definitely out of the box, that's going to be a problem that you're going to have to sort through. Okay, there we go. That did not want to pop in. And I think this bent leg look might be the way to go. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. I think that does end up getting the tail to lay in the way that you want. So zoom out a little bit here. Okay. think he's good to go. So, these were kind of lifted up in the package, so kind of bring them down. It's all part of the transformation. This whole piece flips backwards. This whole square piece here, and you do want to kind of make sure it's tabbed in good. Although now that I think about it, there is a lot of photography that shows him kind of bent over. uh, it's however you want to do this. If you want him kind of standing back more or kind of bent over, you can. But just the fact that he can do this, like the tail is fully off the table, and he's holding himself up pretty good. He's got some cool play features. You got the little thing here that opens. The eyes in this top part are translucent. As you can see, the mouth opens, the head moves. Technically, this whole thing twists. The missiles do go up and down. They do extend. So this is a thing. They don't shoot or anything. I didn't even have that in frame, but these extend in and out. So you got a different look for that. He's got his buddy here. um, and he comes like this, already like attached, and the headmaster is in here already. So that's also part of his look. You can open this, and one of the gimmicks of this thing is that he could eat Titan Masters. So you can take a little headmaster, put him in his mouth, and it will go in here, and then you can retrieve it later. So that's kind of cool. Um, and then here is his headmaster. And it's got some good paint. I mean, not the most paint, but you know, the chest is a different color. It's got a silver screw, so that I think that works out well. Face is just the red visor. And transforming this guy is kind of simple. So we can show off his robot mode real quick. Don't tear him apart first. Actually, a little bit more to his transformation than I thought. It's very cool. They got these thigh covers, or these calf covers. Not a lot going on with this guy as far as like paint apps. They did put some paint on the gun, and the rims are painted, so that's cool. But in all fairness, the original toy was looked just like this. The toy from back in the 80s. So at least he's got a lot more detail now. And then I don't have the original modern release to compare him to, but basically this part was clear plastic, and they've changed it to opaque plastic, but they did keep the translucent plastic on the hips and on the eyes and the head visor. So he pretty much retains very cool look. He's got a lot of these solid colors, and he's got a few translucent things here. There's a lot of detailing and surface detail, and they even homaged the little purple things that stick out on the feet, because the original toy could walk by itself, kind of like Omega Supreme could walk. So I like that they homage that. Plus, it ends up helping giving his legs some stability. So that's also a thing. So very very cool figure. These things are kind of engineered to be like playsets. The fact that he has a battle mode, city mode, all that stuff is meant so that you get like smaller deluxes and play with them. But you don't have to. You can leave them in dinosaur mode, and this be a thing. Now, prior to this, we did get a Titan Metroplex, very stylized, not very G1 like. And the Hasbro team has said that a new G1 Metroplex is on the table. So maybe we'll get a new one. The fact that the old one hasn't been reissued is a good sign that they'll likely come out with one. So that's the thing. Okay, and then last, I'm going to show him off with a couple other large bots. This is the Super Optimus from the Omega Optimus Prime set. And here is Tidal Wave. And, For like mass and materials, I would say these are pretty comparable. Tidal Wave isn't as bulky, but I think the part count is a lot more. There's a whole lot more going on with this too. There's parts that break apart and form, super mode for Megatron and Galvatron. And this guy's transformation is pretty simple. Like basically, there's a lot of panels that fold, the arms fold. Um, there's not a lot of intricate transformation here. Where this guy's got a whole lot more stuff going on with it. So, they're pretty comparable. So this kind of gives you an idea of this scale. Like this is kind of like the modern Titan scale. Don't have Star Optimus yet, but I'm imagining Star Optimus is probably going to be around this height too. So that's my prediction. Um, he was supposed to release this month and has been pushed back. And that may have something to do with tariffs and stuff. Who knows? I really hope all that ends soon, but if the current shipping dates hold up, we may not get Star Convoy Star Optimus, until like August or September sometime. So, yeah. So, this is a Titan that you can get a hold of right now. This came from Hasbro Pulse. I think other retailers are getting them also, but if you order them from Hasbro Pulse, you should be getting it soon or it should be on the way. That's a review. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.